What's up, everybody? It's Max with BuzzTox with our worst quality video of all time.
Yeah, you will not believe our luck.
So we're sitting in the middle of piss rain. That is because we're recording in a fucking car.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah, on top.
You guys get to see behind the curtain.
On top of that, my microphone is locked in my mom's house.
First world problems.
So I'm unable to get my microphone, and I'm locked outside in the piss rain with Trevor.
But we're not. That's not stopping us. We're pressing on.
No, this just shows our determination to talk Game of Thrones. It's not gonna hold us back.
It's not like we're dressing it up.
No, not at all. So that being said, let's talk about this episode.
I don't know where to begin. What a class act. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know where to begin. There's so much that happened in this episode. Way more than I thought.
Well, I say
way more. It was like a layer cake, man.
It was almost like so much shit happened. It was like they went out of their way with the timeline to make shit happen.
Oh yeah, the timeline was like someone bumped a record and it went all over the map.
See, I've been on the record of defending the timeline like with Arya because she, like this whole season she's had like a week or 2 weeks of story, and Jon has had a couple months, so she has room.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck is Lady Olenna like? Lady Varys being in Dorne and then a scene later being back with Dany.
Well, there's a whole bunch of shit. Like those ships were polished, and there was like ornate.
So it's like they waited.
Yeah, it was like a couple months.
Okay.
There's a lot of like leeway with the timeline here.
Okay. Well, let's go to the biggest like what the fuck of the episode.
What do you mean?
So,
there's so many what the fucks.
Well, start with King's Landing. Okay. So this was pretty much what. Did we predict this? Okay, so we knew that Loras was dead. You thought King's Landing was fucked.
It's pretty fucked.
Everything.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be Civil War.
We thought Tommen was gonna die. Yeah, it was just insane. So you see like the wildfire like planning. You see the children.
We predicted the Breaking Bad style.
Yeah, like she's sitting back and like
coordinated attack.
All the little birds are working. I thought maybe Varys would be the little birds or whatever, but it was Qyburn. Makes sense. Yeah, and then the wildfire explosion didn't expect. Like it was literally an execution. Like everyone was just obliterated. Like pretty much every character.
Surgical strike on the septum.
Well, that's what's so crazy about this episode is that it totally sets up the fact that the stories in the north. Everyone was obliterated that is in King's Landing that we would care about except for Cersei and Jaime.
Well, you see at the end, Jaime is pissed.
Jaime's pissed, and that's where they get back to the book. Jaime's now like going to be pissed at Cersei.
Yeah.
I thought, I thought that Cersei would make it out alive. So did you.
Yeah.
But what shocked me about it is how casual she was about Tommen's death.
Oh, she knew it. She knew it was like it was gonna happen or not happen. Like,
she's been preparing for it since the prophecy.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, as soon as I saw him jump, like I called it.
No, like we saw. Okay, I loved the scene because it focused on him looking out the window, and then you said like, it was really focusing on that window.
Well, no, because he left, and I was like, I thought he was gonna jump out, and then we heard the steps. I was like, maybe he still will.
And then he totally jumped out. Yeah, we knew he was gonna jump out. It was like so like it was just the way it was shot out the window. We just knew that he was jumping out the window.
Why didn't he Assassin's Creed land in some
fucking swan dive?
Yeah, leap of faith.
So Tommen's left as a bag of meat.
Like,
what a pussy!
But if you think about it, though, what else did he have?
Nothing.
He lost his wife. He lost like his new hobby, religion, and he knows that his mom will always have power over him, right?
Just the one thing that annoyed me about it is that Cersei's like, okay, well, I guess I'll be queen now. I'll take my son's place. To me, that seemed kind of like.
No, it solidified her absolute psycho nature.
Well, that's probably what Jaime was saying when he was looking at her. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, sitting up there taking your son's place after he just died? Like, because to me, it seemed like it was like, okay, now my kid's dead. Now it's time for me to be queen.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then we got the setup with, she was doing, I loved her part when she was in the dungeons with Septa Onena or something. Oh, no, I don't even know. And she was saying, like, confess
to
her.
The nun.
The nun, and she was, like, taunting her. And then we saw the mountain's face. What an ugly fuck.
What do you think the mountain's doing to her? Like, torturing her? Or it's like his puppet now?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because she said that she wanted her to live for a while, for torture. And so was the mountain just staring at her with his ugly mug?
I hate saying the word, but, like, in the books, he's, like, a serious raper. And he, like, it's kind of brutal.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Like, he's brutal, and that's what he did to piss off that, what's his name? In the first place.
You know what? That's what happened.
That's awful.
That he raped a nun.
Yeah, like,
while
thousands didn't show it, but
while just a catastrophic, like, children murdering people.
Oh yeah.
Religious people
using children as murderers. Oh,
yeah.
She's the ultimate
wow, this really speaks of, like, holy fuck. Religion fanatics, terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
This episode had it all.
She's the queen of the C words.
Oh my god. So let's go over to Winterfell. So I really love seeing the aftermath of this. So we see, like, Peter Paler's talking to Sansa. I don't care if it's in order or not, but he's talking to Sansa.
In the Weirwood. Important thing happens here.
What?
Well, he does his lines. She plays hard to get, right? And he kind of reveals himself, sort of like he gets emotional when he doesn't get his way.
And you know he did want her the whole time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, sure.
But she knows. She played on that.
Well, I know she did it. She did a great job. She denied him. I don't remember what I said about that, but yeah, it makes sense that she would just deny him outright. She still doesn't trust him, but she's thankful that he did that. But whatever. And then,
sometimes there's always there's always truth to what he says.
But this right here, this plan blew up in his face. This is the first time a plan really blew up in his face, because the whole reason he came to Winterfell obviously was, you know, to have allies there and maybe take hold of it. And he expected that Sansa would be put on the throne, queen of the North.
I'm trying to articulate my thought, but this is the first time he hasn't been, like, he emotionally motivated. Maybe it's the first time he's been like, oh, I'm doing this for Sansa. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for Sansa. So then, I'll get her on my cause. And so, like, usually so calculated, he knows every little thing, but it was out of his grasp.
Yeah, and I think he just underestimated. Like, he didn't understand the North. He assumed that, you know, the North would not want to back Jon because he's a bastard, but they don't care.
No.
They
And
don't care at all.
it took the 7-year-old girl to tell them the truth.
That was so funny.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I
hope she sticks around. She's cool.
Well, it's because it's like, I thought it was so funny because I expected Sansa to be Queen of the North, and I thought Jon to just kind of, like, turn it down, whatever. And I love it because I think it's almost like Sansa was expecting that too. Well, I don't know. There's kind
It's
of
still kind of coming.
Well, she said that he was a Stark too, but I just loved how, like, an 11-year-old dictated who was going to be.
No, she said,
in charge of the
"You're
North.
a pussy. You didn't fight. You're a pussy. You didn't fight. And you're a pussy. You didn't fight." And then sat back down. Basically, is what she said. And he's like, "Jon's the king. Fuck you guys." And she sat back down. She's amazing.
It's just great. I love it. So I hope we get more of them later. And on top of that, we see some of, you know, Jon's issues that he's been dealing with. Davos and Melisandre.
Yeah,
in cahoots.
we called that. She's getting sent away.
That was a good emotional scene.
Yeah, it was good.
But I didn't think that they would send her away. But you know what? Now that I look back, makes total sense, because now she's going south. Arya's coming north. She said that she's going to be seeing Arya as a faceless person. We just saw her being faceless, killing Walder Frey. I think we're going to see them see each other. But I think at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Arya spent some time with her.
Like in crossing paths?
Like, I feel like they might become allies temporarily.
I feel like it's going to be...
Because Arya did want to kill her, because she took away Gendry. Oh, maybe she might have it out for Melisandre? I'm not sure. But I'm sure that they're going to meet up on their adventures.
Melisandre doesn't seem that, like, scared of death anymore, though. Like, she even says that.
No, she didn't care, yeah.
So, she's just playing the fate card. She's like, okay, if you kill me, that's fine, but she tries to, like, she doesn't beg for life. She just explains to Jon, like, you got a worse enemy coming. I know a little bit about this, not all of it. You can kill me, that's fine, and if so be it, basically.
Yeah.
I think that she'll get wrapped up with the Brotherhood without banners.
I was thinking it's either Brotherhood or with Arya.
And then Arya's going to meet up with the Brotherhood again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just cross paths.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
Because there's definitely a reunion with them.
We have a melting pot of characters in the same location. We got Brienne, Pod, the Brotherhood, the Hound, Arya, Melisandre's going in south now. So, and everyone's going in the same direction. Everyone's going to Winterfell, and then Melisandre's going south. So I think it's natural that they're gonna meet up. And all the storylines are coming together now. Like, well, quickly speaking of Jon, so
there's nothing but queens now. It's all queens.
I know.
It's all queens.
It's actually insane. So, except for Jon.
Yeah.
But I liked it when it pulled out from his face, because we actually got confirmation that he is Lyanna Stark's son.
There's still a secret there. There's still a whisper of his...
Yeah, I wonder...
It sounds like a Targaryen name. Like his true name.
Like he named
like
him
what
Jon.
Rhaegar and Lyanna named him to be. So...
I wonder why they, like, deafened that out. It seemed very, like, calculated, but I don't know why.
Because someone knows it. And it will be
Howland
revealed.
Reed.
Varys probably knows for sure.
Varys.
And I wonder if they're doing Varys knew this the whole time. Because, you know, in the books, he had a Targaryen hiding.
Yeah.
Maybe they're skipping that whole timeline.
The Targaryen hiding is Jon.
Yeah, like he knew.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, that actually makes sense. So Varys knew the whole time that the hidden Targaryen is there, and his whole plan... Yeah. What if his whole plan is...
Because he probably...
Dude, what if his whole plan is to bring Daenerys in to take out everyone else and then seat Jon on the throne because he's a male Targaryen leader?
And he probably thought he was so safe at the wall.
And Daenerys is a conqueror. He's going to use Daenerys Targaryen and her dragons as a conqueror to take over Westeros and then put Jon on the throne in her place. And Daenerys is fucked. I think that's what's going to happen.
I don't know, man, but I was thinking about that when we drove over here. I was like, ooh, Varys has got some fucking... hands in the cookie jars all over.
Yeah, dude.
And he's magically teleporting everywhere.
Dude, I can't believe we got that deep in a reaction video.
Woo!
Okay, let's go to Sam.
Sam hiding the most conspicuously shaped sword package of all time.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It's like a crucifixion.
But you know what? I called him going to a place like Gandalf, and it's like, couldn't be more on. He's like in this huge labyrinth
and there's like the metal shit that like calculates the dates or like whatever.
The thing that we see in the beginning of every intro. Like I wonder if there's even like a miniature Westeros there.
It's made out of like gears and shit.
Yeah. I picture that being right in the center underneath that.
It would fit the room. But yeah, I thought it was a great scene. I thought it was funny. I love seeing Sam, and it's good to use humor with Sam because he's naturally funny. He's a naturally funny dude.
Yeah.
It was a good scene, and he's obviously in heaven. He sent that White Raven, or well, no, he didn't. No, they did. They pretty much said that winter's coming.
No, winter's there.
Winter's there, sorry. And I think that pretty much foreshadows that we're going to be getting more letters. I almost said an owl. More letters from Sam. Hedwig.
Yeah.
But I'm still holding out on Jorah. I think we're going to be seeing Jorah arrive like episode 1, episode 2.
That's a solid theory.
Yeah, Jorah's arriving, and then the whole point is that Sam is following Jon. Jorah has been a follower of Daenerys, and them two together are going to try and bring them two together.
And I'm so bummed, guys. I've been calling the wall falling this episode since day one, and it didn't happen. But, a huge but, Benjen did mention pretty much the fate of the wall.
Yeah. What did he say? Sorry, I missed it.
He said basically I can't go through the wall because it's protected, and he made sure that everybody watching knows that these magical protections are protecting everything.
As soon as he said that, I looked down and I think I kind of missed it, but I knew I missed something important because all I saw was the shine off your teeth and your head, just like glistening at me.
Yeah.
Like staring at me.
Because I thought they were gonna go back to it and it would be the last scene of them like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, for me, the way I thought about it, and we talked about this in the video, it has either two endings. One ending is Daenerys leaves on her ships, the hopeful ending.
Yeah.
Or the other ending is the terrible ending where the wall falls down. And it makes, to me, the wall falling down is dependent on Bran. And Bran didn't move yet. So I guess that means he's probably going to be moving episode 6 of next season.
He's inside of the wall, though. He's at the
He's exactly where we thought. He's at the tree where Jon and Sam swore his vows. I think we've been saying that since, like the start of this whole thing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And he's finally there, which is good. So now it's going to be, a couple episodes from a year from now, where that's so sad.
Yeah, oh my god.
When he's going to go through the wall and break it, and then Benjen's going to have to come through, and it's going to be chaos. And then I think it's going to be an open wall. The wall's going to be open for the White Walkers to come through, but they're not going to come through for a while.
Yeah.
But we got the hopeful ending. This is very reminiscent of season 4. It was just obviously the children killing and the million massacre death was terrible, but it was pretty hopeful. It was pretty positive.
That whole scene was really epic. It was like its own thing.
Yeah.
It was very little dialogue, a lot of music. Like that whole thing with Lancel in the catacombs.
He's like crawling.
Oh, it was awesome. That was like a 5-minute sequence, if I'm not mistaken.
Think about how many people we lost in King's Landing. Literally everyone, except for Jaime and Cersei.
Yeah, the whole King's Council.
Everybody.
She pulled a fucking Heisenberg.
It was insane.
Full and true. Like, we called that so good. Like, the coordinated attack, she's literally looking like, I don't know what Walter White's looking at while he's waiting for it to happen. But she's pretty much doing the same thing in her room.
She's, like, fixing her, she's, like, looking outside. Yeah, it was pretty much, I guarantee that's where they got inspiration from.
Oh, 100%. This, like, coordinated assassination of everybody that was in her way.
Yeah, and Marjorie knew, and she was trying to get out, and like I did not expect her to die out of anybody.
Wow.
So it's like it's just crazy how it's just a fucking
Sparrow's
massacre.
last look was like, shit, I did calculate this.
Yeah. So I hope
Didn't calculate, psycho bitch.
I hope his soul floats through the heavens.
Yeah.
But let's go over to someone who won't. The Frey, Walder Frey.
Woo.
So they're having their dinner. We have some conversations with Walder Frey and Jaime. Jaime obviously doesn't love him, and he makes it known. He says,
if you watch that scene again, I was calling out poison alert the whole time. Because Jaime never took a sip of wine.
And Bronn
Even
took like
Bronn,
a fake sip.
Yeah, he almost got up to his mouth, so I was like, oh, these guys are getting poisoned and they're getting out of here.
But to me, it was like, Arya, I don't think would poison somebody who she didn't deem worth it. Like, that's the whole reason why she left the faceless people, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jaime's talking to Walder Frey, and then he says, you call yourself this like great, like conqueror. I don't even know, like conqueror or whatever. Who like keeping the twins and Riverrun and all this stuff. But like, why would I want you if we have to come in and
save you
every single time? So he's like, nah.
Yeah.
And then I guess he left for King's Landing, and he took a freaking plane there, and then.
Well, I called that. I said he's gonna have to leave right away. But it's like we knew he was gonna leave there. He wasn't gonna be in the room while Walder Frey got killed.
Yeah, but then with Arya, so was that the lady? Like they really had to focus on this woman who kept looking at Jaime and smiling.
Yeah.
So that was Arya, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was
she's
Arya.
boring faces.
So Arya was like smiling and like all sweet. Like I don't even know why. And then she almost walked away with Bronn.
Yeah.
But I guess she was just playing a character. But I wonder why such a fascination with Jaime.
Because she was right there.
Would she have killed Jaime? I'm trying to think of, does she know about...
It was too public. Maybe she couldn't get to him.
Their history. I wonder if he knows. Maybe it's just the fact that he's a Lannister makes her want to kill him.
No, it's like, yeah, he was on the list for sure.
But he wasn't on her list.
I know, list, but still.
So I'm not sure. But yeah, with the faces, I didn't say in any of our videos, but I would just assume that, like, I didn't see her grab any faces, so I was like, okay, well, I guess she's not going to have any faces. But I guess she's making her own faces? Is she cleaning her own faces? She proved that she can take them off with the waif. But it just kind of surprises me that she would kill somebody.
Maybe we get something like she's making like wax faces or something crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know. But now she's going to be going north. And I think she's just going to go straight north now. Because this actually matches up with her route. It makes sense for her to be dropped off in this location. Now she has to go like on foot or by horse, whatever, there. And then it's just a toss of the coin. Either she's going to be with Brienne, which she's already met before. The Hound, which she's already met before. Or Melisandre, which she's already met before.
Yeah.
There's 3 options and she's already met all 3 of them. So it's like, it's actually insane.
Yeah, but she's probably traveling under the cover of another face.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Like, you think she'll have more faces, or this is just her one in?
I feel like we're gonna see her with more faces. I think that's just that's the thing now. She became a faceless woman.
Like they won't
I don't think they're
acknowledge it.
I don't think
She's just
so.
got
I think
faces.
she's gonna have faces.
Cool. I like it though.
Yeah. So let's go over to Daenerys. Close off the episode. So I actually liked all the stuff here. What's funny about this is I literally predicted it opposite. I said that Missandei and Grey Worm would stay, and Daario would leave.
We both agreed with that.
What the fuck? That actually doesn't make sense to me. Like I said in our last video, it made sense. I thought initially that she was saying goodbye to Daario, just because it seemed like a goodbye scene. She put his hand on his face in the featurette or whatever. It just seemed like a goodbye. But just logically to me, it just didn't make sense because Grey Worm and Missandei have been ruling Marine.
Yeah, they were a better fit to stay, but they have something obviously that they need them to do.
So they have Daario to stay, and Daario's not an obvious.
It's like her King's Council now that we think about it. Like,
yeah, it is.
She wouldn't part with them.
No, it is
at least
the
not
King's
yet.
Council, though. Yeah. So
I still think that's gonna happen though. If she makes it, she's gonna send them back to Marine.
She's not gonna make it though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then, actually, an emotional moment. Daenerys and Tyrion are talking. She actually like really appreciates Tyrion. She like listens to everything he says. And what were they talking about before she made him hand of the queen?
About how hard it is to make those decisions.
Oh yeah, and then she's like,
and
you're
how
not really
shitty
consoling me well.
Yeah.
And then he actually did a very good job.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not really a believer, but I'm here. So that was good. And then she gave him a hand of the king. Looked like he almost cried, like broke down in tears.
Yeah.
So I like that scene. That was
really
really nice scene. And then I guess they get the ships ready and they take off with the dragons. But I want to talk about Varys. and Dorne. So we knew that Varys was going to Dorne.
Yes.
Makes sense. He's getting allies in Dorne because that's where that's the first place you go. And I think that they're going to Dorne. I think that's the first location they go. Is Dany arrives in Dorne, episode 1.
Yeah.
Why did they put Varys in Dorne, and then bring him back and put him on the fucking ship, sailing to Dorne?
It's just to be like.
And there were Dornish ships. I think I saw the flower, the sun spear. I think on the ships. I saw the Dorne logo.
I think it's just a symbolism thing. Like Dany's there with all her crew.
Yeah, it's just
And it's
so
it's supposed to we don't want to have any thought that Varys is trying to play something here. No, he went to Dorne to get fealty from those guys and is back, fully backing Dany so much that he actually goes back and sails with her back.
They should have, but then I saw Dornish ship. I swear to God, I saw Dornish ship. So it's that makes me think that they're not going to Dorne, even though I'm 100% saying that they're going to Dorne.
Maybe it's after Dorne.
Yeah, no,
we don't know
but
that.
I'm saying it's gotta be. They gotta be going to Dorne. I just don't get why they did that. To me, that doesn't make any sense. But then there was Lady Olenna there, and she's out for blood.
Olenna's was in the ship?
She's on Dorne. She's in Dorne.
No, she doesn't care. She's not gonna fight. She just wants it.
Well, she's out for blood.
Yeah, but it's just her word. She could just say, "Yeah, go get them, guys. I'm an old lady. I'll be in Highgarden."
I know, but that's what I'm saying. She's making alliances with Daenerys. She's out for blood, obviously, because she's pissed off. She knows that Marjorie and all them are dead.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's a big deal. Literally, she's the last one standing in her house.
Yeah.
And
Cersei's gonna blow up King's Landing. We're still not.
Cersei's queen, and then
we're not wrong with that.
You know what? No, the one shocking thing with me is I didn't predict how cold she would be about her son dying. That was the one thing I didn't predict. I thought that her killing her son would ultimately bring her to her demise, because she'd be just fuck it. What's the point? But now she wants to rule. I don't know why she wants to rule.
It's hard for you to resolve in your head. I know. I'd see it she knew Tommen was going to react in such a way that he's either going to be unbelievably unmanageable as a son now, or he's going to commit suicide. It was almost like she calculated it. That's why she didn't care. And she doesn't care because she knows that prophecy is true, or she believes it to be true.
Yeah, but she put the mountain there to protect him. But in the time where she couldn't protect him, he killed himself.
Yeah. But it's she knew it was
she didn't
she
expect
knew that the fate that she was been given is true, or she believes it to be, and we're supposed to believe.
Whatever she does, she plans to avoid the thing,
yeah,
but
so
she ends up causing it to happen.
And she's
like, yeah, fuck.
She's done mourning her kids because she knows the prophecy would be true.
Yeah, so now she's the queen,
full queen.
And Jaime's there, so pretty much we're going to be getting scenes of King's Landing, but just between her and Jaime. And I think this sets up perfectly. We're going to have 6 or 7 episodes, I think, next season. And I think by episode 6 or episode 7, you're going to have Daenerys storming King's Landing. Or episode 6 or episode 5, Daenerys maybe storming King's Landing. Or something some kind of attack on King's Landing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or maybe an uprising in King's Landing. And then Cersei will want to burn King's Landing, and Jaime will be there to stop her because he thinks that she's gone too far.
She's the Mad Queen.
And I actually think, I think Daenerys might be the one who gets there, and it causes her to burn everything. I'm not sure, because we see a dragon flying over King's Landing where King's Landing isn't burnt yet. So maybe Daenerys flies there to maybe parlay with the new queen. Who knows? We got to sit down and really predict this out.
Yeah, that's more for the long episode.
Yeah, exactly. But do we have anything else to say about this?
This is a big episode, though.
It was a big episode. I still feel like I missed stuff.
Glad we didn't see much of Theon.
He looked like he was sulking in the sky.
He just looks like a crybaby.
So, what right now is your initial thinking of what could happen in Season 7? We're obviously going to sit down and really plot out what we think is going to be happening for our Season 7 predictions. But just right now, after watching this episode, what are your, key thoughts of what has to happen next season?
Episode 9 is going to be, the battle for King's Landing.
There's no Episode 9.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the bitch.
Whatever the penultimate episode is. So the second last episode will be the battle for King's Landing.
Yeah.
Right? And the death of Cersei, more than likely.
Cersei's dead next season.
But she's the main antagonist, human antagonist that's left now.
Yeah, it's almost like...
Because who else is going to be warring against each other?
Yeah, people are always saying, Ramsay, Joffrey died, Ramsay died, who's the prick who takes his place? And my point of view is always like, you don't need anyone to take their place. Like, it bugs me how you need, like, because Joffrey died, you had to replace him with an even more psychotic person. Like, I feel like you don't have to replace him, but I feel like Cersei's going to end up taking that role.
Yeah. It's like it's like the whole thing is a Game of Thrones. It's black versus white, like in a game of chess. It's just pieces that are moving off the table. So it might seem like the good guys are winning, but there's still a lot of bad guys.
Yeah, this season overall was really, like, positive, I would think. It's a very positive season.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what positive
It
is.
seemed very positive to me. But yeah, so Cersei's going
I
to
don't know where you
be...
get that from.
Especially after this
A
episode.
lot of people died.
So,
Like, more so probably than any other episode.
yeah.
In just the episode we watched, not to mention all the other people that died on the battlefield.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I
It's pretty
think,
positive, though.
in broad strokes, I found with this season it was a really big focus on... It's a big focus on Daenerys and Jon, but
Yeah.
that being said, usually they get 9 episodes, but this season I feel like they only got like 6 or 7. Like, it wasn't as much as they used to get. But Tyrion
There was so much of a story to tell here, though.
and
Like,
Tyrion
so
took a
much
back
that
seat.
they went back in time.
Yeah, and Tyrion took kind of a back seat. But now Jon, it's like Jon is like turning into this like...
Jon is Jesus.
He's always been a main character, but now he literally is becoming this like Jesus figure.
Well,
Yeah.
because you think about it, he's having this situation right now that he is so likable. He is so, like, big shot on campus that they're willing to forget that he's a bastard because of how good he is.
Yeah, and he's
So
he
wait till
naturally
they
attracts
get a
them.
load of him when he's a fucking Targaryen prince.
Oh man, they will load in their
Like,
pants.
it's like everybody just lights up for Jon from
Yeah.
literally tip of the south
Well,
coast all the way up to
I
the
know
north.
that's what I love about Jon, and I said this in our first Game of Thrones video, is that Jon is going to become the next god.
Yeah, he's.
I think he's
like
going to be.
the
He's going to
king
be.
of the first
He's
man.
literally going to be. You have the 7 gods. You have the drowned god. You have all these gods. Jon is going to be called
No.
the one true god, or the god of ice and fire. And
He's gonna be like the son of God, like the savior of
Jesus
humans.
figure. Yeah. So he's gonna be like this like huge figure, and like I love just his character. Like, everyone thinks that he's like such an idiot for like going after Rickon, but that's just like who he is.
Oh, he's just a good person.
He doesn't.
He's the only
he
true
doesn't care.
good
He's a true
character.
good guy. He doesn't care about his life. He can't just leave his brother to die. He would never do that. And that's just Jon. So I think Jon's gonna be in Winterfell. But I'm trying to think of a conflict in Winterfell. What's a conflict in Winterfell in season 7?
You don't know what Littlefinger. He looks really fucking let down.
Littlefinger does look pissed.
He's got blue balls for Sansa, and he's pissed. Like, he's just like and leaning up against the
He was
wall. And
whining.
he's
He looked
even
like-
cutting eyes with her,
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh, you let this happen."
Yeah, he was not happy.
But he knew he called it though. It's
Yeah.
still hit Littlefinger being smart as fuck.
So I wonder where that story is going to go, because for me, I feel like the next season seems like Jon is already settled now, but the journey is really with Daenerys and her journey from south to north. And I feel like,
Yeah, like who are Jon's enemies now?
she doesn't have any. That's the thing. So it's like Daenerys is going to start south, and I think that Jorah and Sam are going to be in Old Town. She's going to get a letter when she's in Dorne from Jorah saying blah blah blah. They're going to meet up and they're going to journey north with Daenerys, because Sam is going to leave his training because he needs to deal with the White Walkers, he believes, because he thinks he learned something.
Yeah.
They're going to travel. They're going to hit King's Landing on the way.
I think
They're
Littlefinger becomes a bad guy in this.
You think Littlefinger's going to really go nuts?
He's the only one with an army left in middle ground.
Well, right now he doesn't have what he wanted, and chaos is a ladder.
But he's in the middle of both things. So if he aligns with Jon, then he can only fight the Lannisters,
You know what?
because he doesn't know of the incoming.
He promised Cersei that he would come in with his army and take over the losing party from Stannis or Bolton,
Mhm.
and he wanted to be pronounced Warden of the North from Cersei. Cersei is queen now.
So she can call him in.
Exactly.
Things forgiven.
That's what's so funny.
because she's desperate for an army.
It literally flipped, because Littlefinger's point of view was, sweet, okay, so King's Landing is fucked. I'm not going to be getting anything from Cersei because she's in prison and now she's just confined.
Yeah.
right? So now my best shot is to make allies in the north and secure the north.
Which he did.
Which he did. But when he did that,
But
now
it was a clever ruse.
Which was clever, but now he didn't get what he wanted. But now Cersei is in power again.
Yeah. So he's going to retreat, offer his services to Cersei.
And you know what? That's the conflict. Jaime Lannister is taking his Lannister men north. That's the conflict, because that's what he said. He said that this episode. He said something about the north this episode. He's going north to Winterfell this episode to try and take it back, and that's the whole thing. And maybe on his way there, he might have to come back because Daenerys is there. Who knows?
So there's going to be a middle ground battle against the north and the south, and then a pincher move from Dorne and the rest of Daenerys' army.
Kind of a pincher move, yeah, maybe. But how cool would it be to see Lannister versus Stark? That would be badass.
Oh, it's been
but
kind of a long time coming.
They don't have nearly as many men. But that would literally.
Yeah, but they have all of the north. So I think we're supposed to assume now he's reclaimed the entire north.
He has the whole thing.
He has a lot.
It's gonna be so
But maybe
dope.
maybe Littlefinger, you don't see him as much, and it's a double cross. Right? So
Yeah.
it's like they come south with Littlefinger's army, all the north, to face up against Lannisters.
In the Vale. Yeah.
The Vale betrays.
That's the whole thing.
And then Daenerys.
Yes.
A small detachment of Daenerys.
And he's like, she comes in with Sam and says, Jon, I heard about you. You know about this threat that's going to be taking over my kingdom.
Yeah. Or Varys says, hey, Jon's your brother.
Yeah.
Right?
He could do that too. But that is totally Peter Baelish. You won't know that he's against them until that moment. He's going to stay with them, and he's going to continue to fight for them, and then he's going to turn with Cersei and her army.
Yeah, Baelish.
Dude.
But Baelish makes his final mistake in this season.
Oh.
He does. He's not making it out of season 7.
I think we just solved Game of Thrones.
He's not making it out, because I think Varys will get his last word on Littlefinger.
Oh,
So it'll be a last little thing between them, and it's like, I won, basically. And it's almost like it was their Game of Thrones the whole time.
Yes.
Right?
It was the fight. It was almost like the fight for who they could find has the best claim to get the movement.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, Littlefinger wanted the Iron Throne, but Varys almost wanted to be the guy standing beside the throne.
Yeah. No, he always just wanted a good leader.
Yeah. So I think that would be so interesting if we saw Lannister versus Stark, and then Daenerys comes in. I think that's ultimately what makes sense.
But see, they can't. I feel like that would be a little bit of a cop out. So they almost have to make it like there has to be a betrayal, because if they did that, where the Thraki show up somehow, or something like that, then it would just be like the episode we saw before, the one we watched today. So it's got to be something like this even matched battle that happens, a betrayal. So then, holy shit, and then Daenerys' stuff moves in for something.
I'm just trying to think of a situation where, like, if Jaime takes the armies north, how would he get back in time to kill Cersei? So that's what I'm wondering. There's a lot of pieces.
He has to retreat.
There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and like what I'm annoyed about is that they're shortening the seasons, which to me, it seems like the worst time. I feel like there's so much to tell.
I was so hell bent on this season now being the last season of the Game of Thrones. No more human political bullshit.
That's exactly what we're getting next season.
Yeah, we're getting more of that, it seems like.
Here we are.
So then season 8 will be
guarantee season
war.
8 is the White Walker season.
Yeah, that's when the wall,
literally
maybe the wall
episode
comes down.
1 till that is the White Walker season. The wall probably comes down at the
last
end
episode of this season
the next season coming. Right. And that's the White Walker season, but this is probably the face-off of it's the last part of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Which, I feel like you can't finish it off in that time. Daenerys has to go south. Jon is going to be coming. Like, there's so much going on, and it's insane. So that's our reaction video. Do you have anything else to say about that?
Oh, we could talk for another 2.5 hours.
Literally. No, honestly, do you have anything else to say?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Thoughts percolating.
So what we're going to do, this is episode 10. So, we're going to be obviously making another long video. We're going to be sitting down, and we're probably we can't do a predictions video. There's a season 7 predictions video we could do, I guess. So, let's do a season 7 predictions video. We can do, so we're going to be doing season 7 predictions video. We're actually going to, let's sit down and get every single character, detailed shit, like what we did last week. Detailed analysis for you guys.
It might be quite long. So
get
ready for it.
This is 35 minutes. Holy shit. And we made some great predictions just now.
Yeah.
Like, I think we solved it.
I don't know if we solved it, but I think we got some good foundational bricks
I think
discovered.
we did. And to be honest, like, you know, I think we did pretty good prediction-wise this season.
I think we did.
We did
fairly good.
we did very good. Like,
Patting ourselves on the back.
Yes, you're fucking awesome, Trevor. So we did that, and then also after our next video, obviously there's no more Game of Thrones for a year. So Trev and I are going to be doing our darnest to make sure that you have constant Game of Thrones content throughout the year.
Yeah.
Whether it's us, you know, Trevor hasn't seen the show since it last aired, so he hasn't seen season 1 in what, 5 years?
Yep.
So we're going to be going back and
6
watching Game of Thrones seasons, reviewing them, talking about them, maybe finding hidden Easter eggs that we couldn't find before because we didn't know the answers. Books. Are we going to read the books? I think we should read the books.
We have to read the books.
I think we have to read the books. We got to make this official, people.
I'm 3 in, so I got a head start, but I might go back to the start.
Yeah, on top of this, we're going to be doing top 10s. I want to hear what you guys want from us. We're going to be doing top 10 everything. We're going to be doing just a lot of shit. We got a lot of stuff we got to do.
There's a lot of other things we're going to get into as well, but we won't plug them here.
Yeah, we'll get into it later. But till then, see you guys later.
Stay tuned.